Hello, it's another week and it's another midweek message. This week, I want to talk about what you don't know, you don't know. This phrase is so deep. I think sometimes we don't realize what we don't know because all we know is what we know. Now you might be saying, Scott, where are you going with this? So sit back and enjoy the ride because I think this is going to be huge for you as you move forward in your life. I've been a curious person most of my life. My personality makes me want to seek out new things. I have done and experienced so many different things. I've made kombucha. I've made all different kinds of baking. You're like, well, Scott, why does that matter? Because I get curious. I've built bikes. I've learned how to paint bikes. I've learned how to paint houses. I've roofed a house already. I've built interior things in a room. I know how to use all kinds of different tools. Not many people do. Many people have skills in their professions. Many people have skills in their hobbies and their trades. We learn things, but the key is that we learn. And sometimes we have to learn things in interesting ways. Now, let me show you, for instance. This is probably the first wrench that I experienced in my life, or the adjustable wrench. I can't tell you which one, but these are used to remove bolts and nuts from items of mechanical spaces. This side here can wrap fully around. This one doesn't have that. This is for holding. These are wrenches. But here's what's interesting. This is also a wrench. This is used to take off nuts, predominantly on headsets of bicycles. Now, what's even funnier is this is a wrench, and this is called a cone wrench. Now, you don't use this wrench in spaces where we use this wrench. This wrench is a lot smaller. This is used on wheels of a bicycle. This is a universal style wrench. It can be used on a bike, on a motor. Now, here's what's even crazier. This is a cone wrench too, but this one's totally different. It's a more compact, fits in a bag, and you can take it with you or keep it in a small carrying case, where this one is made to keep more in a shop area. This has a handle on it. Now, when all that's said and done, you could also use a ratchet. And ratchets are made totally different than any of the wrenches that I showed you. Now, you might be like, Scott, why are you telling me all this? Well, here's why. I never knew that stuff, and you probably didn't either at some point in your life. Maybe today you just learned for the first time what a cone wrench is. Maybe you've never seen an adjustable wrench. Maybe you've never experienced a ratchet. But now you know it's out there. But if you didn't know the cone wrench ever existed, then it wouldn't have mattered to you either. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what we don't know. There's a story in the Bible in Judges 6 about this guy named Gideon. Now, Judges 6 is huge. It's a massive passage. I'm not going to read through it to you today because it would take a while to read through it. But I encourage you to go look at Gideon. Now, Gideon, when God was calling him up, he was trying to find out if it was really God behind him and if it was really God that wanted him to do this. So he put out some fleeces and he tested it out. Then he was called up to raise up men to go fight. And he had this process of weaning them out to the best of the best. And then in the story, they do this process of capturing the enemy camp. And I'm not going to ruin the story for you. I want you to go read it and see it. But what was interesting about this story is the way they did it all. It was not the normal way of engaging in combat or recruiting or equipping or deploying. No, it was all a new way that Gideon didn't know about. And he had to trust in the Lord as he walked along in that space. This week, I've talked to a lot of individuals that have been asking questions about their own life. Well, I don't know how to do that. I don't think I'm good enough for that. I don't. And I keep hearing excuses and conversation. I don't even say excuses. That might be a little harsh of a word. I think it's just people have reasoned themselves out of engaging in new spaces because they think they're not good enough. I think many times we do not rely on the fact that God made us with a brain, with passion and desire. And many times over, we've got to go and push ourselves in the spaces and to go after the things that we don't know. There was a time in my life where there are things that I didn't know. And I'm standing inside this bike shop today because there was 7 years ago, I didn't know how to fix a bike and I didn't know what a cone wrench was. And now I teach others what a cone wrench is. Now, I want to drive this all home for you right now, and I need you to hear this. You are not going to be the same person tomorrow that you were today. You're learning new things. Every day can be a new adventure in this great, amazing world that God has made for us to engage in. I ask you not to take yourself so seriously. Take some time to explore and engage. Do some things a little differently than you're used to. Maybe there's a restaurant you've never eaten at. Go try it. And if it's bad, now you know it's bad. And if it's good, it might become your next favorite restaurant. How cool would that be? You could have 2 favorite restaurants. I know all this stuff might sound silly to you, but I need you to hear that a lot of the times the problems in the world get solved because people go and they find out the things that they don't know. So I hope you have an awesome week. Tune in next week, share this with your friends, drop a like, drop a comment. We look forward to hearing from you, and have an awesome week.